Welcome to the Kindergarten Weekly Video Log from the 12th to the 15th of May. We have Miss Chandani from the Pre-KG section to share what the tiny tots were up to this week.
This week in phonics, children were introduced to instrumental sounds by listening to real instruments like the maracas, handbell and tambourine. They also explored everyday non-musical objects such as plates, spoons, bowls, popsicle sticks, bangles and homemade shakers to observe and create simple rhythms. During their literacy lessons, the children thoroughly enjoyed listening to the story Hello World, My Body and eagerly shared their observations about it. They participated in engaging hands-on activities such as observing themselves in the mirror to notice their eyes, hair and smile. In numeracy, the tiny tots were actively engaged in revising all the previously learnt shapes through a variety of fun and hands-on activities. The highlight of the week was the shape-themed dress-up day and shape hunt, which sparked joyful conversations and peer learning. During UOW time, the children explored a few important body parts and their functions through lively songs and interactive class discussions. To reinforce this learning, they took part in hands-on activities like assembling body part puzzles and tracing their hands.
Miss Anam will give us a brief synopsis of how our KG1 students were engaged this week.
This week in phonics, students were introduced to the set 2 phonics sounds. They were engaged in fun and interactive activities to help them recognize and learn these new sounds. In literacy, students were introduced to the story Pete the Cat. They were very excited to listen to the story and especially loved singing the song I Love My Red Shoes. Students were encouraged to remember the sequence of the story and had fun joining in with the repeated phrases. During their numeracy sessions, students continued to explore and identify patterns. They observed these patterns in different classroom materials and in their daily routines. They demonstrated creativity by constructing their own patterns using colored blocks, connectors, and other manipulatives. In UOW, students continued exploring the topic My Family, My Home. They enjoyed listening to a story about homes and enthusiastically spoke about their own family members.
The KG2E students will now present their learning to you.
In phonics, we learned a new digraph, T. We came up with the words like tin, bat, ting with the T sound. We also understand the words like that, days as sight words. They do not have the phonic sound of T digraph. In literacy, we continue the story Jack and the Beanstalk. We draw the characters and the setting of the story. We enjoyed retelling the story from the beginning to the end. This week in numeracy, we learn a new concept of doubling. Doubling means to add a number equal to what we already have. For example, double of 2 is 4. We also wrote doubling answers in complete sentences. Finally, we learned and wrote numbers 41 to 50 in the notebook.
In UOW, we continued learning the topic plant growth. We also named the parts of the plant and the function of each part.
On 13th and 14th May, the CLC's team conducted varied sessions on good and bad touch for all the KG students. The children were made aware of the topic through real-life examples, puppets and interactive discussions. The experience also empowered the students with knowledge and strategies to protect themselves. Our young learners of KG2C presented a thoughtful and engaging assembly on the theme Reading versus Usage of Tablet. Through role play, short dialogues and a catchy song, the children highlighted the joy and benefits of reading books. That's all the news from us this week. We will meet again for more updates from the KG section. Until then, stay safe and please take care. Bye-bye.